Hello everyone, welcome back to Ronin's Den. My name's Eric, and we're continuing our companion series for our 2nd edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons campaign of The Night Below. And in this video, we are going to look at one of the most hotly debated topics in D&D, and that is alignment. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't even be talking about this except for the fact that alignment serves mechanical purpose in 2nd edition. Remember back to when we were talking about our class videos, okay? We were talking about the Paladin. Certain classes have alignment locks on them. The Paladin is one of them. In order to be a Paladin, you have to be lawful good. You don't have a choice in 2nd edition to be a chaotic evil Paladin. Doesn't exist. Lawful good's your only choice. You want to be a ranger. You have to be a good alignment. Doesn't matter if you're chaotic good, neutral good, lawful good. You just have to be good as a ranger. And then you have your bard and your druid as well. Those classes require a neutral alignment. Neutral good, chaotic neutral. It doesn't matter. They just have to be neutral. And it's not talked about too much in this player's handbook, but priests of a specific deity. So let's say you're homebrewing your own clerics. And when you're doing that, you got your pantheon set up and you're going to say, all right, these priests of this deity get these granted powers. You may assign an alignment restriction to those cleric classes that you're creating. Because, I mean, let's face it, a lawful good cleric to the god of murder doesn't sound like it makes any sense on a thematic or mechanical basis. It just doesn't. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So alignment serves that purpose. That's one of the purposes, I should say. Alignment also affects your ability to use certain magical items. So in 2nd edition, there are sentient, intelligent weapons. In fact, there is one in the Night Below campaign that may or may not be found by the party. They still have plenty of time, and they may find this wonderful weapon. If they do, that weapon itself has its own alignment. It's got its own personality. And it only wants to be wielded by people who share that outlook. So this good aligned sword isn't going to allow itself to be used by an evil character. Alignment has purpose in 2nd edition. It's not like 5th where it's some flavor text that you put on there and then you ignore like half the things you do when you're using the backgrounds and other things that you pop on the character sheet. Alignment also affects what spells may affect the character or detect them. Protection against good and evil, detect good, detect evil. These are just two very obvious examples of spells that target specific alignments. Now, can players change alignment? Absolutely. Totally. Players can change alignment if they want to change alignment. They may also change alignment even if they don't want to change alignment as well. This is exclusively in the domain of magic and psionics, though. So if a paladin, for instance, commits an evil act and it's under the guise of magic, well, they lose their paladin status because paladins can't commit evil acts. So instant. Gone. No more paladin powers. Can they get them back? Yes. They just got to do some kind of quest or make penance for the evil act that they did while under the control of magic, and they can regain their paladin status. Same thing for rangers. Players can also shift alignment if they want to. Just, hey, I don't want to be this alignment anymore. I want to be a different alignment. Okay, cool. You can totally do that. Even in the 2nd edition player's handbook, they tell you alignment's not a straitjacket. It's a tool. And the way that this tool should be used is as a descriptive set of behaviors that forms the baseline for your character. And when you're looking at it that way, also take into consideration that a single action, with the exception of class specific notations, but a single action does not necessarily equate to an alignment change. Okay? With a paladin or a ranger, that is a special case because their powers are granted by a deity. Second edition paladins and rangers are like clerics. A deity gives a paladin its powers. A nature deity gives a ranger its powers. So one action there can strip the character of their abilities. It doesn't necessarily mean that their alignment has fully changed, though, unless the magic has physically changed it. But if they just simply commit a transgression, they may lose their status and they may still need to make penance, but that's not enough to shift their alignment. Because in order to shift your alignment, you need to commit a sustained effort of behaviors over a period of time. And I usually use like 5 sessions as my period of time of the character interacting with multiple NPCs and PCs to shift their alignment from one to the other. So what are mechanical levers that might get pulled there? Okay. For me, when you first make your character, I care, but I don't view your alignment as set in stone. Your character is just numbers on a sheet of paper when you first put them together. You might play your character different than the alignment that you've picked, and that's okay. Because for me, up to 3rd level, you can change your alignment so long as it doesn't affect your character class. So if you're playing a paladin, you have to stay lawful good. I'm sorry. Time to re-roll a new character if you don't want to be lawful good anymore. We'll just change you to a fighter. I don't know. We'll do something because you have to be lawful good to be a paladin. But if you're just playing a fighter and you're like, hey, I'd rather be chaotic good than lawful good, cool. You're not even 3rd level yet. Just change it on the character sheet. After 3rd level, there is a rule that allows the Dungeon Master to force a penalty on players who act outside their alignment, again, for a sustained amount of time, and whose alignment will be shifting from one to the other. Now, the rule is a blanket rule in the DMG. Any shift of alignment will cause that character to have to earn double the amount of experience necessary to get out of their current level. So if they're level 5, they would need to earn double the amount of experience necessary to get to level 6. Once they get to level 6, though, they start advancing normally. I don't like that rule being so blanket. Okay? The only time that I personally invoke this rule, where I will say, okay, your alignment is shifting. You now need double the experience to level up, is when the behaviors of that player with their character are negatively impacting the fun of the table. And that does include my fun as the Dungeon Master as well. If I am not having fun dealing with your character, I may incur this penalty. But I don't come out of the blue and just go, by the way, double experience. Haha. And hit them with the experience bat, right? I'm going to have conversations with those players. Hey, the way you're playing your character, it's not the alignment you said. you're not playing chaotic good. You're playing chaotic evil. And remember our rule at the table, no evil characters. I'm going to need you to go back toward good, or at least neutral. Chaotic neutral will be acceptable, but chaotic good, no, I'm not I'm sorry, chaotic evil, I'm not feeling it. If the player does not at that point change their behaviors and it is still a problem for myself and the other players at the table, I'm going to whack them with the double experience penalty. At that point, I'm also going to give them one last warning that their behavior is that of a chaotic evil character in this example. And they have until the end of the current level, if not sooner, depending on what the other people at the table vote, because I'm going to talk to them offline, like, hey, how bad is this for you? Because I will give them one last chance to rein their character in. And if they can't rein their character in after that, the warning is your character will leave your control and they'll become a villain in my campaign, and I will assume control of that character as the DM. So that's the only time I invoke the double experience penalty rule. I don't invoke it for cases of one-offs like, oh, I accidentally did a evil thing. No, you did one bad thing. If you're a paladin, we'll deal with that, or if you're a ranger, we'll deal with that. But if you're just like, if it doesn't affect your character class, you did one bad thing, we're not going to worry about it. But those sustained behaviors, that's going to necessitate a larger conversation, and I may pull that mechanical lever and use the penalty that is described in the Dungeon Master Guide for changing alignment. And again, I think it's way too broad in the DMG. They suggest using it for changes from lawful good to neutral good, or neutral good to chaotic good. And I personally don't think that that's necessary. I think penalties like that are good to use when you're trying to correct behaviors. And let's face it, you can use alignment as a way to guess what table behaviors you're going to see in a character, and a penalty of experience points is something that is going to correct, it should correct the behavior of that player at the table. But let me know what you think here about alignment. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you use it? Do you not use it? I've used a variety of different alignment systems. Dungeons and Dragons is not my favorite version of alignment. It's serviceable in my opinion. It's good at what it does, especially in the older editions where there's magic that needs to be taken into consideration. Newer editions, I don't think it's as important. Personally, my favorite alignment system is Palladium's alignment from Rifts and Nightbane and Heroes Unlimited. But let me know what you think down in the comments section. And if you could, and you made it this far through the video, please give us a like and subscribe. It really helps get these out in front of other people that are looking for this retro D&D info. And in the next video, we are going to talk about non-weapon proficiencies, weapon proficiencies, and secondary skills. Look forward to seeing you then.